Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, or CPCTC talks about triangles that are in the same position. So you will see this often. And when things are in the same position in triangles that are equal, then those things that are in the same position are also equal. So the thing that you're going to pay attention to is this statement of congruence. So this says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. And you can look at the picture. And what that means is everything within the picture is the same. But what you'll see me do here is literally number these 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3. And you're allowed to do this every time if you need to. And I'll also highlight some things. What I'm saying here is this is in the first position on the left-hand side. So this is angle A, which matches up with angle X. Angle B is in the second position, and angle Y is in the second position. And angle Z and angle C correspond to each other, which means they are in the same position, which I'm calling the third position. And when I look on these, we'll put one ring here and one ring here, 2 rings here to match with these 2 rings, and these 3 rings will match up with these 3 rings. And that's just telling me that angle Z is the same as angle C. Angle Y and angle B are considered the same. And angle A and angle X are also the same. That also means their sides are the same. So if I look at side AB, first and second position, what is in the first and second position over here? Side XY. If I look at side CA, which means going from here to here, that is going from the third to the first position. So the same thing on this side, from the third to the first position, will be going from Z to X. And that also means that side BC would be congruent to side YZ. And just highlight these, saying these are the same. So you'll get some questions that ask you about these things. If you are looking at something that says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ, and then it asks you, what is the length of YZ? Well, let's look at where YZ is. This is in the second and third position in the triangle on the right. That's this side. That means I want to look at the second and third position on the triangle on the left. And that means I want to highlight BC. But look, BC is labeled as 37. So YZ should be the exact same thing. I'm going to call YZ 37. So what is the length of YZ? YZ should be 37. It says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. If the measure of angle C is 30 degrees and the measure of angle A is 100 degrees, then what is the measure of angle Y? So what I want to pay attention to is angle C, angle A, and angle Y. Been told that angle C is 30 degrees, so I'm going to label it like that. And angle A is 100. Then I have to look at what I do know. Angle A is in the first position. Angle X is in the first position. So if A and X correspond to each other, they match up, they're in the same position. If A is 100 degrees, that means X must be 100 degrees. Go back here and I say angle C is in the third position and angle Z is in the third position. If C is listed as 30, then Z should be listed as 30. And I know that every triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So if I have 100 plus 30, that means B must be 50 degrees. And I know here that B is in the second position and it matches with angle Y. I've been asked about angle Y. If B is 50, then Y must be 50 as well. So what is the measure of angle Y? It would be 50 degrees. Triangle DEF is congruent to triangle XYZ. What other angle is also 72 degrees? Well, let me look at this. I have angle X here, 72 degrees. So I want to look what's in the first position. In the right side should be the same as the first position on the left side. So if this is 72, that means this must also be 72. So what angle? You should say angle D. I want you to pause the video here and try this question. It says triangle TUV corresponds to triangle JKL. What side corresponds to TV? First thing I want to do is look at this statement, and I'm looking T and V are in the first and third position. So J and L is what I want to look at. I'm going to highlight TV over here and JL over here, and I'm saying these things correspond to each other, therefore they're the same. They are congruent to each other. What side corresponds to it? This is in the first and third, so I would say the side that's in the first and third over here, so I'm going to say side JL. Should pause the video here and see if you can answer the question that says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle QRS. What is the measure of angle S? So I'm looking for the measure of angle S, which is here, and I have to take what I already know. There is an indicator here that lets me know that this is a right angle. So if this is 90 degrees and this is 57, that means over here this is 90 and this is also 57. So what I have to do is find out what is 90 plus 57. That is 147. And then I know every triangle on the inside adds up to 180 degrees. So I take what I know and then I subtract, which would leave me with 33 degrees for angle C. And I'd say angle C corresponds to angle S. That means angle S must also be 33 degrees. So what is the measure of angle S? 33 degrees.